What's going on, guys? Cheesy here, and this is one tip for every single rank in Rainbow Six Siege. But first, before we get into this video, big shout out to Athena, big inspiration for my channel and also a big inspiration for this video, so his link is down in the description. Also, my Twitch is also linked down in the description, as well as my TikTok, so go mess with those platforms. And let's go ahead and aim for, 100 likes on this video. I think we can hit that pretty easily. But yeah, with all that being said, let's go ahead and move on to our first rank. Okay, guys, so you're in Copper. Alright. Let's get this straight. You guys can't go down, and you guys can only go up. Alright, think about that. You guys have the advantage like that. And also, I'm assuming you're new to the game. Alright, which is, there's nothing wrong with being Copper, by the way. Like I said before, there's no Wet Napkin 6, there's no Iron. Copper's the lowest you can be. Alright, you can only move up from here. So one thing I'm going to go ahead and say is, spawning is very, very important. So let's go ahead and say we're attacking kids in dorms and games, for example. Spawning street is probably the best place to spawn here on Oregon. And another thing is knowing where you can navigate your drone back to your spawn point. So having 2 drones off spawn is very, very important here in Copper. And I'm going to get into that in a second. But another thing is not attacking directly in a site. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean not going here in games window and baiting. And one extremely big one here on Oregon is not going over the big window and baiting. Alright, that's like, it's round losing, guys. Do not bait on windows. Do not attack site directly. It'll just give defenders free picks, and it'll just waste your time and waste your team's time. Instead, come over here on the balcony. Alright, let's go ahead and say we're attacking master bedroom into trophy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get on top of the master bedroom balcony, throw out our drone, and now we're going to be able to clear out the space here in master bedroom. Okay, it's clear. Okay, closet, it's clear. Trophy, look at that, it's all clear. Go ahead and get a drone here, armory corridor. We see it's clear. Armory, it's all clear. Okay, now set up our drone right here in the hallway. Now let's go ahead and say there is someone here in trophy. We have the advantage over them. Simple as that. They don't know where we are, and we know where they are. So what can we do? Simply just melee the barricade, swing off it, and it's usually a free kill. Simple as that. Now otherwise, if we get that kill or there was no one there in the first place, either way, go ahead. Now we're in a master bedroom, and yeah, we have all this space. Simple as that. Now we're next to the site. We've cleared out all this area. Now that we have 2 drones, we already have a flank drone set up. So go ahead and get a drone into site. We can go ahead and drone out site. See, as you guys can see, game room clear. Okay, let's go ahead and clear out attic. Now we can go ahead and just look for a kill. Oh, we see someone on our drone. Let's go ahead and say back over here in dorms. Okay, he's behind the dorm. We see him. We see his head. Get another kill. And then maybe our teammates calling out to us. Oh, someone's on the flank because we have a flank drone. Go ahead and turn around, kill on the flank. That's why drones are so important in Copper. They will always give you guys the advantage over the defenders. It's the intel, and especially in the lower ranks, it's just so powerful, and that'll carry on throughout every rank, intel will. But yeah, that's the best tip I can give you guys if you guys are Copper for attacking 100%. Okay, guys, so on the defensive side now for Copper, one thing I know a lot of other people will see, and I see a lot as well with Copper players, is they'll just barricade themselves off in sight. So they'll barricade off the trophy single door, come over attic, barricade this off, and then go over to, like, we'll say, white stairs, and they'll barricade this off. Guys, stop barricading you guys yourselves off in sight, okay? And also, another thing is, stop just sitting around and standing, and just being static and standing still in a corner. Stop doing that, guys. Constantly move around. That'll help you a lot. And also moving around outside of the site as well. So do not barricade you guys yourselves in. And the reason that's a bad thing is because when attackers are attacking the site, and let's say you guys have barricaded you guys yourselves in, they have the entire map to attack, and they have all the control in the world. So they can just pinch you in sight, and they'll just force you to get out of a spot, and they'll just kill you instantly like that. But instead, if we're outside the site, we don't have things barricaded off like the trophy single door. We can lurk out, maybe get a kill, and we have all this space here as well to play in, right? So we're extending outside the site, which is very, very good. Also, moving around, don't just stand in a corner. That'll just make you more vulnerable to getting pinched and just killed. So moving around is much, much better. But yeah, that's on the defensive side of Copper. Okay, you're now bronze. You finally got out of Copper. Let's go. You're part of the main majority of the player base now. You're not a bad player. You're okay. But one thing, guys, I see players constantly do in bronze is bringing the wrong operators and using the wrong util. So let's go ahead and say we're attacking top floor here on bank. Like I said in Copper, we're droning out top square. Okay, top square is clear. Go ahead, clear out the hallway. This is all clear. Clear out janitor. It's all clear. Now let's say we're a Cali here, guys. And I'm serious when I say this. I see so many bronze players playing people like Cali or Glaz or just useless operators here. And we're going to say the CEO wall is fully reinforced, both sides. We can't get that wall open. Instead, bring an operator like Ace. Now, with Ace, for example, we can go ahead, get this wall open as well. And now, not only have we opened up space for us and our teammates, but we've also opened a space for defenders to get caught off guard and get pinched inside the site. You know, so bring the correct operators, not the wrong operators. Bring the correct operators and the correct utility. It will get you guys to silver, and it'll help you guys rank up so much. Just stop bringing like operators that like don't bring any purpose to what site you're attacking or your team. You know, help your team out, help yourselves out. You know, and this is just so powerful. Like, bring the correct operators will just instantly help you rank up to silver. I'm telling you guys, you know, so stop bringing Cali, stop bringing operators like that. If there's a main wall, bring players like Ace, you know, and we can open up the site, pinch defenders in. We can go in for the plant, you know, it's just very good, you know, and that'll carry on again to other ranks as well. Just bring the correct utility and bring the correct operators. Okay, so you're in silver now. You're actually pretty dang good. At this point, you're probably going against golds and plats because of rank 2.0, but you know, you're getting up there. But one thing I can say for silver, you guys, is flipping cams off spawn, off the rip as a defender. This is super good because, one, knowing attackers as team comp is very powerful as a defender. Because let's say we're on the ruins cam here and we see a blitz and a ying. We know what they're going to do, right? They're going to hit a rush into hookah or hit a rush into billiards. You know, simple as that. And also, people may not know where defaults are. So flipping cams off spawn is just really good as a defender to do. And another thing is, besides flipping cams, is sound cues. At this point, you're in silver. You know, you should know what something like, you know, smoke shotgun sounds like, or SMG-12. But also whether or not someone's towards your right or your left, especially with Siege X. And you know, the sound system now for this game is actually really good. It's really easy to learn and understand. So you know, sound cues, another thing that'll come more with you as well playing the game. But yeah, but like another thing I said, guys, flipping cams is just super good. Just knowing what team comp attackers are running, or you know, if they don't break a cam, you have this utility. So for example, someone's in Aqua, they walked in from the double door and they just haven't broke the default. Okay, we know they're here. We can go ahead and just swing it. You know, simple as that. Or if we're dead, tell our teammates, okay, simple yellow ping, okay, someone's right there. You know, so flipping cams as a defender, super good. And then also sound cues as well as, you know, attacker or defender in silver. Okay, so you're in gold now. This is actually, I'm pretty sure this is the actual average player. I was just saying bronze earlier to make people feel better, I'm not going to lie. But look, this is like, you're actually the average player now, but you're very close to plat. You want to hit plat. Okay. You guys gotta understand this. Using game chat is very important, especially in like ranks like gold. You know, communicating with your teammates, calling out people are. Which is another thing, map knowledge. Like map knowledge again is just insanely important. So knowing like where piano is, knowing where library is, knowing where mez, or you know, we got library staircase, main staircase, or then somewhere like over here in Solarium, right? Solarium staircase. Map knowledge is very important, and then that leads to you communicating to your teammates in game chat, you know, calling out where people are. It's just super good thing to do. It's a good habit to get into, and if you want to hit plat, you know, just communicating and the map, knowing map knowledge, you know, knowing this for different ranked maps and knowing the call outs is just super good to have that in your arsenal, you know. So it's like, you know, simple as that really. Okay, you're officially in plat now, and guys, only a couple words here to get out of plat, or help you guys get out of plat, is stop solo queuing. This is the time to officially stop solo queuing. Now, the reason I say this is because I have plenty of experience solo queuing, guys. I've solo queued to champ twice, and it's not a pleasant experience. It's much easier queuing with a stack because, one, communication in game chat with randoms may not be working. They may not be communicating back, you know. You never know. So finding a stack is very important. Even in games, you can find a stack in games, guys. People will queue with you. You have a good game with other people. Hey, do you guys want to queue? If they're communicating, do you guys want to queue? You know, like as simple as that. And then on PS or Xbox, you know, going in groups looking for stacks. Or if you're on PC, going into Siege official Discord server and also looking for a stack. And, you know, it's just as simple as that. So Finding a stack to rank out of Plat and keep ranking up from Plat is very, very important. And it's one of the most important things I'm going to say in this video today. So yeah, like I said before, it's simple to find a stack. You know, just solo queue a game one, solo queue one game. If you have a good game with that team and they're communicating, just ask them, do you guys want to queue up? Simple as that, guys. Trust me. Don't be shy, all right? Make sure you guys queue with people, and it'll 100% help you guys rank out a Plat and keep ranking up all the way to champion. Okay, so you're Emerald now. At this point, you're definitely going against Diamonds, and you might see the occasional champion in your game. So this is like the big three. You're actually like getting up there now. But with Emerald and every rank above this, knowing defaults. So Atheno said this in his video, and I couldn't agree more. You know, defaults, what this means is knowing like the default site setup for as a defender, or knowing a default take as an attacker, so where to push. So I'll give an example right now. Let's say we're attacking a bottom floor clubhouse. We get out our drone, we clear kitchen, our other teammates are clearing up top and games, or not games, sorry, clearing out top and bar, and then we cleared out ship already, so we see this is all clear. Okay, we're with Habana now. We go ahead, open up the kitchen entrance. We get the kitchen hatch open just like so. We go over to bar. We get this hatch open as well now. And this way, we're doing a default take. And also, another thing is, we're going to want to set up flank drones. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set up a flank cam over here. Real simple one here on stage. Just throw it on top of this box. All right, so now we have a flank drone right here. And then we're also going to set up a flank drone up top. So just in case a defender comes up top. So we can just set it up. It's real simple. Right here. So now we have our flank drones all set up. We're going to want someone to go down main, right? So we're having one of our teammates come down main. And then we're going to want to sit on that main hatch, kitchen hatch. And then maybe we have a teammate come over here and bar. He throws out a flash, or we throw out a flash for him. And off the flash, he drops the hatch, right? And then on the kitchen hatch, we'll have teammates walking down main. We'll have a teammate that dropped this hatch right here. Maybe we have a teammate lurking all the way back in blue, right? We come over here in kitchen now, and once this is cleared, maybe we got a kill off of like an angle like so, right? We're gonna go ahead, throw out a flash, drop off the flash just like this, and then plant default, right? Just a real simple, that's what a default take is for attack, right? Just attacking, doing it like a simple attack, not directly attacking site or anything, but you know, getting open the hatches, having a teammate walking down main, teammate dropping moto hatch, and then maybe a teammate lurking back here in blue, right? So it's real simple, and that's what a default push is for attack. Okay, looking back at this, I didn't fully explain a default take like I wanted to, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more to it. Obviously, I did show a default take for Clubhouse, which was getting open the hatches and then having people walk down main stairs and then going ahead and dropping the hatches and going for a default plant. But more examples of this could be like on Cafe, where you have to take lounge and then you have to sit on the windows. That's a default take, right? Getting control of red, cigar, and piano and everything, and then attacking site. Or another example of this could be on Night Haven, where you get the IT wall open and then you walk up, you know, rafters. That's another default take, right? So getting open main walls, sitting on certain windows, and then taking space in certain rooms on a map, you know, that's an example of doing a default take on attack. So knowing defaults on like defense now, so say we're on Chalet defending the top floor, so double reinforcing the wall that leads up to Mez, and then here on the library staircase in this hallway, reinforcing this wall and then making headholes that look at the library staircase, the library single door, and then this double door here that leads to Mez. You know, real simple. And then just the rotate between the sides, right? On the left side here between office and master bedroom. So we're protected with this like beam right here, right from the balcony single door, and then having a default rotate that goes into closet from piano, you know. Just learning these defaults for the certain sites, whether that's attack or defense, it's just like, you know, very, very good thing to know, you know, especially in Emerald. You should be knowing these now, and this will definitely help you rank up quite easily. Okay, so you're Diamond now. You're almost champ. You're probably going against mostly champs and diamonds at this point, maybe even mostly champions. So one thing I can 1000% say that will help you reach champ is taking space. So what I mean by taking space is basically, well, I'll show you guys an example. We have a prepped cam right here on someone in bakery, defender on bakery. Let's go ahead and say it's a castle, right? We tell one of our teammates, okay, go ahead, hop on the cam. They give us the yellow ping, and we can just go ahead, pre-fire this castle. After this, we take the space into bakery and then start swinging things like prep room a little bit, hold an angle on prep room, or come over to small bake and hold an angle on small bake. So this is also taking space and also finding the gap. So we've found the gap now, and we've taken the space for our teammates to come open up this wall, also hold here in prep room and small bakery. So yeah, that's what I mean by taking space and then or finding that gap, getting a kill on an isolated defender, for example the isolated defender here in bakery, and then going ahead and taking all this space that we have now. And another thing is, you guys cannot be afraid to die. I see so many players, especially in Diamond, that are afraid to die. This is a big thing that I've heard pro players say, or pro coach Fett say. You cannot be afraid to die, which I 100% agree on, especially when looking for the gap and then getting that kill on the defender and taking the space, right? It's a big part of the game. Can't be afraid to die, guys. And this is definitely one of the most important things I'm going to tell you all video, with those like 3 things I've said for Diamond. And this will 100% help you guys rank up into champion. Okay, so you have now officially hit champ, rank 2.0 champ. All right, let's clap ourselves up. No, I'm just joking. This is an impressive feat, guys. I know a lot of people clown on rank 2.0 champ. No, guys, it's a good thing. All right, you guys are 1%. All right, you guys have hit champ. It is an accomplishment. Do not get that wrong. It is an accomplishment. So, you know, pat yourselves on the back. Congratulations, you have hit champ. But now, if you want to climb up to champ, let's say you want to hit tier 3, tier 2, or maybe even to T1. You never know what could happen right on PC, or you want to compete on console and tournaments. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Knowing your role is a very, very important role. Or thing. Sorry. Role. Knowing your role, important role. No, knowing your role is a very important thing. So what I mean by this is, I say there are 3 core roles on this game. So it'll be like the support hard breach role, or site player role, support site player. You'll have your flexing role, right? And then you'll have your entry or roamer. So on attack, for example, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Your support role will be like Habana and Thermite, right? Your flexing role would be people like Aces, he has such a good gun, Flores, or Twitch. And then your fragging or entry will be like Ash, Nook, and Deimos. Now, an IGL player on attack will, most IGLs, I say most, every IGL will play the operator that the push is built around. So, for example, if we're hitting a Ying rush, the IGL will be on Ying. If we're hitting a Capitao play, Capitao, right? If we're doing for a Montaigne plant, IGL will be on Montaigne. Now, on defense, a site player / support player would be like Smoke and Mute, you know, sitting on site. And then maybe we have a flex, so like a Legion, for example, or a Jaeger. And then our like fragging ops would be like people like Goyo, you know, or Doc. So knowing your role is a very important thing to do on this game, you know, and it'll help you out a lot, especially climbing up champ when you're queued with people. And I just think it's a very useful thing to have, you know, and knowing what operators you're best at and knowing what operators you should play is very powerful on this game. Alrighty, guys, and this video, if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like and comment down below what was your favorite tip, and also comment down below your rank. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!